All right, we are live. Hello, Maree. Hello, Jazzy. Thank you for
Hello.
being here once again. Hello, everybody on the chat. Thank you for being here once again. And we're going to talk about some cool stuff that I think has been working for me. And but we're going to hold off a little on that. And Maree, is there anything that you feel we need to look at as far as anything that might be going on out there in the world?
Um, I mean, it's really interesting how, as a collective, we create our reality, correct? And I just saw the funniest video where they did people going to work in Sydney because out the petrol prices have just gone stupid. And so they were on kangaroos and on donkeys and on horses. And it was just so funny. And I went, this is what we need. We need this humor to break up this like creative consciousness that people are putting out there about lack, literally lack. Because I'm
Yeah.
going, fine, and yeah, so I just thought that was brilliant. So I feel it's like for me, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'll just fill up my car. It's no drama. Just. So yeah, but and I know it's being propelled, by mainstream media. It's just so because I chose to watch the news for a little bit last night. I went, I'm just going to see what they're saying, and I couldn't stand it. The vibration was so low after about 45 seconds. I went, nope, nope, I can't do this. So I had to just turn it off. It was so absolutely, not who I am and what I'm about. And I was like, no, I can't do it. So, it was really interesting. And just yeah. So
So
for me, it's just interesting just watching everything be created by
how
this.
people are reacting, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know. So I know, and it's interesting because I think our government, from what I gleaned, they've taken half the excise tax for us. Half of the cost of our fuel is tax. Okay, and then on top of that, they have a GST, a goods and service tax, which is another like 10%. So they've halved. All they've done is halve what they're getting, which is huge anyway, just to try and keep the country going with the trucks because it's a diesel that's really expensive. And yet, one of our petrol companies apparently we they actually get it through Singapore, so there's no drama. There's not going to be a shortage anyway. Like I think it's Caltex, but so it's like why? Like why is everyone
It's
creating?
manipulated. It's being manipulated.
I know. So anyway, so that's been like keeping me a bit amused. So yeah. But apart from that, I don't know really what's going on. So all
Yeah,
I
I
know
don't
is
either.
that people are going through really big shifts internally, and I think that's keeping people um, almost doing inner work. So I don't know. That's what I feel. I don't know. How's everyone else feeling? Tell us what, yeah, you've been going through, or what you've been noticing, or how you've been responding or reacting to what you're hearing, situations. Even if it's within a family, let us know if you've noticed any difference, or you're finding yourself holding your core better. Yeah, just be
Yeah,
intrigued about that. What
yeah.
about you? What have you been? You've been noticing anything, or you just haven't been in that loop at all?
I've been really doing a lot of meditation, and of course watching pickleball, which is great because I don't watch the news. I don't watch any of that stuff. I only watch spiritual stuff. So just a lot of Sasquatch sightings. Like Sasquatch sightings are starting to be a lot. And supposedly they're working together with the Galactics to start showing themselves more. So I find that kind of interesting.
It is interesting, and I feel that it's as I think it's almost like Gaia has a consciousness, and she knows when we're ready to have another shift almost. And I feel the elemental beings, the Sasquatch, whatever Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them, and and even this dragon energy that's coming through, that's so powerful at the moment. Like dragonflies to me represent that dragon energy, and it's just been crazy with the signs and the synchronicities with that. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling is happening. So they are becoming okay. It's safer now. We can start to look at like becoming a little bit more known.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sacred Knots is saying, oh, huge shifts, recognizing patterns or patterns being pointed out and having big aha moments. And so it's funny because today, chapter 3 of Waking Up in 5D talks about 3D, 4D, 5D. She actually starts in 1D and 2D. And I'm not going to talk about that, but I did want to talk about, like the 4D and the 5D. And
Mm.
this is 4D. So 4D is this recognizing patterns and having big aha moments. So that's part of the 4D, actually. It's like the way you get to 5D is by having these moments of clarity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I watched Kylie have one the other night. We're making it so we go out now because I'm such a homebody, and I went, right, come on. And so we went and saw a beautiful, great musician, and I saw the aha moment for her when she realized what she'd done as a reaction to old safe behaviors that she had to do, and it was just amazing. And you can see this energy shift almost off people when they get it, and it's like, I don't have to do this again. Wow. So it's really, really beautiful. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah, yeah,
really,
yeah. And let's see here, Gillian. I used to find the news entertaining. Okay, I'm putting my glasses on. And how people reacted. Now I find it all too exhausting.
yeah,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
entertainment at all anymore. It's just there's
yeah,
such discrepancy in that energetic level and the intention that's behind it. It's just not compatible at all, and almost nausea. It's yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, so today I wanted to talk about, before we talk about waking up in 5D, about our mirrors, portals, and can they help us manifest what we desire? And so I want to see if anybody here has tried using mirrors for manifesting, or not mirror work like shadow work. I love myself, blah blah blah. No, uh, like to manifest something. Because I have a story, but I want to see what you guys, if you guys have anything that you've tried. Um, Yeah. So, and Christine said, I'm making sure I'm not getting sucked into the negative conversations with others reacting. Apparently, are going to make over 10 million a day in the fuel taxes. Wow. I stay in my bubble doing my own thing. Yes. And that's the key right now. The key is shine your light, and that's it. It's not get involved in, in what's going on out there, really.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, well, I think it's what 8:48 after. So I think maybe I can start
yeah.
talking about it. But I have I had seen. Oh, I love that, Nick. That's so funny. Let's connect our bubbles for a fun bubble bath. Yes, I love that. That's awesome.
That's
Uh,
cute.
so I had seen a video about manifesting using mirrors, and I kind of ignored it. I wasn't, it wasn't my thing. So um, all of a sudden, um, I see this video of a kid that he's maybe 5 or 6, and he's talking to his mom. This kid he's a Mensa already. He is a genius, and he's the youngest child to be part of Mensa. And if you don't know what Mensa is a not a group, a oh my God, the word is not a
Is it like an institution for
institution
really?
type or a group of people, I don't know, that are mega super smart. They have IQ over 155. So they're geniuses, like super smart. And so this kid, this mom is interviewing her child who told her that he uses the mirror to manifest things. And 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 so he tells her, Mom, yes, I use the mirror. And she's like, well, how do you do it? And he's like, well, you have to whisper, but you can access all of your parallel realities. Therefore, you can access that person that, let's say you have cancer or you have a medical condition. You can go through the mirror and call in the one that's healed, the one that's fully healed. You can call in the one that has achieved financial success. You can call in the other yous, the one that has clairvoyance, the one that has powers, whatever. So it's 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 I actually tried it, and I feel I did it twice because the first time I hadn't noticed like a difference. But the second time, I noticed that I was very much in pure um, confidence of that I was a multimillionaire, like absolute confidence. And what they are asking me, what my guides are asking me, or my higher self, is to let go of any attachments. And that includes money. And now, of course, that's my strongest attachments, right? And so I've been working on really letting go of attachment, and I was having a hard time. I really was. And then I feel like, well, when I started doing this mirror work, that Elisa that I called in came through. Like, not that I felt something. I didn't feel anything. It's just that I started behaving differently, or I was more in that feeling of like, I will always be taken care of. I will always have more than what I need. And so I really feel that with all the messages that I'm getting, that I have moved into the mindset that I needed to have to achieve what I wanted to achieve. And so it's been huge. And the other thing too has been, because I love myself more, that's kind of removed this block that was there. And so now it's like I feel like today, this morning, I'm gonna try to get a good parking, and I'm like, here comes the goddess. I was in Target, and I'm like, where's the parking for the goddess? The goddess needs a parking, and it was the first parking right next to the handicap. So it was the first one, and I was like, yep, that's what the goddess, deserves. So I've been more like just feeling that like power that like I am a creator. I have it all. Like, I don't know, just everything seeds to me. Everything is, I deserve all of it. And now I feel deserving, and I feel um I don't know. I can't explain it. I just feel like that version of Elisa came through.
Is it like a knowing, Elisa? Is it more of a knowing, like that
Mhm.
empowered feeling, like I know this? It's a different. There's not that little what if, or I need this. None of that's there anymore. No.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is amazing that you like you said, you skipped that first video about doing it, but then the one with the little boy caught your eye. So it was obviously right timing and for you, and it was obviously something that you've now shared with all of us, which is so beautiful. So yeah, I'm wondering, has anyone done any sort of mirror work? So it's interesting because I think Kathy said the older the mirror, the better, something to do with the film behind the mirror. And I was just thinking, I've got a mirror that's probably about 30 years old now. So I thought, oh, I wonder if that's old enough. I know it was different back in the day. Remember you used to get those little um, like little brownie spots that would come through, and it must have been, because it was a whole different setup. But I don't know. Actually, Jasper wants to say something. He's been yelling at
Oh,
me.
yeah.
So I know, I was really surprised. So what he's showing me is when so he said, I want to show you how this actually works. I went, okay. So he showed like me in front of a mirror, and he showed, how we're all a vortex. We're all this amazing. He said, what happens with the mirror is it connects in, he's showing it connecting in, and it's almost it becomes like a portal, because
Yeah.
then you can connect into all the other aspects of self that is known, whether it's in the DNA, whether it's in the soul. He's saying all of it, all aspects. He said, he's showing me, and he said that, oh, okay. And what he's showing me now is it actually comes through the heart. So he said we actually connect in through this heart to any other of these aspects that we have called in. And what he's saying is, I don't know if this was, I've not looked at any of this stuff. So this is what he's telling me. He's saying, always say what is pertinent for me, and for the highest potential timeline, but what is pertinent for me, because we might think that we want something right now and it's not right. He said it'll actually help create a match. I wonder if this is why it took twice for you to actually then see some results, because it was actually matching. You had to sort of come into a bit more of a vibrationary match.
Well, what I got was when he said the heart space, what I got was that at that time, my heart wasn't open enough to do that. So
Right.
it was like, no, that's a waste of time, right? So yeah, I think that the hard work that I have been doing, especially after going to Joe Dispenza,
Yes.
yeah,
So, because he's also saying, because you know how, I mean, I've always said, all my meditations, I always get people to open their heart first and to have that flow happening. So to do that, if we can just, how I do it, I imagine myself in front of me and I just touch, twist, and open and release pain. And that actually helps to open the heart chakra. So that's something maybe that we could, I'm going to try all this, and I'm going to actually do it and incorporate it into that mirror work, because I can still see him showing me our toroidal field that actually then creates this portal, at the mirror being the access for it. And I know this is truth because I know I can feel it, and it's what he was showing me. So yeah, it's just
yeah.
helping us to remember.
Well,
We're just remembering this.
and thank you, Jassy, for coming through. We always love it when you get involved. So yeah, absolutely. So Nick was saying, how much does the collective consciousness impact the mirror work of creating the best outcome? So I don't know. I mean, I'm going to tell you my opinion. Obviously, I don't know the answer, but what I get is that
Mm,
um, it felt like this was something individual,
yeah,
where the collective consciousness really doesn't come into play. It was almost like individual, like just me with me communing with me communing with all the different me's that are out there.
yeah. It's interesting as well, because what I was just getting, Jasper was saying yes to that, but he was also saying, when you think about people, that are have been experts and absolute masters in their field, he said we can also ask to tap into them, so that wisdom can become part of our toroidal field. So, but I feel that's going to be a little bit down the track. It's almost like it's really good to get to just connect in with our own first, and then ask for that expansion for that wisdom or knowledge to come through if it's not, if somehow our soul doesn't hold that. I mean, I feel that also could be like collective consciousness, but very focused on people that have already mastered something. This is just coming through now, so it's a really good question, Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Uh, okay. Let's see. It looks like Kylie says, I had my eyes grandmother's mirror and I would see a lot through that mirror. It was like a gateway. Yeah, definitely. People can see. Were you seeing you doing things or were you just seeing like other stuff? Like what were you seeing through that mirror? That would be interesting to find out.
Yeah, really interesting. And I wonder if it was actually the astral plane, if it was actually connecting through to like the astral plane, which is part of the fourth dimension as well.
Yes, I was going to mention that too when we got to talking about that if we get there. Okay, so when Nick says, I went to the loo in the middle of the night. I stopped and looked at myself through the eyes in the mirror. I felt numb and no longer wanted to. Then I had a massive dream. This has helped me. Huh.
You're triggering something, Nick, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's what's interesting is when I did shrooms with a friend of mine right at the beginning of starting to do them with him. I looked at myself in the mirror to wash my hands. The mirror was in front of the sink, so I look up and I see myself, and I'm probably 90 years old, 100 years old, and I was like, "What the?" And then all of a sudden, I heard, "This is what you really look like." And I was like,
Ah,
and so that freaked me out. But I guess that's what happened. Now that I think about it, I must have gone through and seen that Elisa,
aspect.
the
Yeah.
aspect, yeah, that older aspect of me.
Well, it's interesting because the work in the past, I've done a lot of mirror work and going into almost a trance when I'm looking in the mirror, and my whole face changes. I see other lifetimes. I've been a man with a beard. I've been all sorts of things, and it actually shows up in the mirror. So it's like,
Yes, I have tried doing that. Nothing comes through for me.
nothing. Oh yeah, you've got to almost go. You know when you're looking in that game, Where's Wally or Waldo or whatever it's called, and you've almost got to go into that sort of trance state to find it. So this is what I used to do: as I just sit there and let myself go into that trance state, and then it would just start coming through and changing and flashing, and yeah, it was really, really interesting. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so so Christina's saying, what exactly did you do with the mirror? Look into eyes or whole self or peripheral stare? It doesn't matter. He did not explain what you do, so I just kind of looked at myself in the mirror, my eyes, and I said, I want. Of course, I'm whispering because he said not to talk loudly. So I'm like, I was like, I would love to bring forth the Elisa that is overly abundant, where money is no longer an attachment, where money is no longer something um, that has something over me, has no power over me. I also realize like the power that I have given money, and it's just giving my power away. Ugh.
yeah,
So uh, I don't know. Somebody said this to me. So money is like toilet paper. Like it's no different. It's paper. Like you can wipe your butt with it. Like it's paper, but we give it more value.
yeah, we do, and it's fear. So as we release the money, and look at all the intentional printing on it. So,
Yeah.
I have heard, I don't know if this is true, that they're actually starting to, I don't know if you guys have seen it in the US where Donald Trump has signed the notes, these new notes, they're not signed from the Treasury or wherever they come from at the moment, he's actually changed it. He's signing them now. I don't know. Has anyone heard about that? I'm just intrigued because that's
I
change, isn't it?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't seen them.
No, I was just wondering if anyone had actually seen them, or yeah, or
Yeah.
starting to come out and come through. Don't know.
So Nick is saying, as a child, I did mirror work. This man would keep coming through. I never knew why I was doing it. I just did it. Oh, so that's probably you in another life then,
It it could be
right?
too, and it could be though. Kylie said that a little girl of about 5, so the sister who'd passed. So whether it is, because even within our field, people that have left the physical world, there's always something still left of theirs. So whether that's sort of coming through and being shown as part of their soul vibration or their whatever um, astral vibration, that could be what it is too. So I think there's this where discernment comes in. I always say through my beautiful divine wisdom, you know, and I always make sure I'm doing it from that space as well, which isn't, yeah, it's not something as a child you'd probably do. So that's the other question. Are we opening it up to this astral field where that vibration of these people that have left the physical realm can come through?
Yeah. Hmm. Yep. I wonder if we could bring in, going back to the collective consciousness question, wonder if we can bring in a new timeline for the collective. Can we can we
That's
just like I pulled in that reality that is Elisa fully abundant, why can I just go in and bring in that reality where this end of the world scenario uh isn't here anymore? Like how can I what do you think?
I'm just still intuitively now. Everyone, just put in your 10 cents worth here of what you're getting intuitively. But what I'm getting is because we are everything, and we are the collective as well. The work, what we do with us, is going to actually ripple through and affect the collective. So it's almost like it's more powerful. I'm feeling coming from this aspect rather than trying to bring this all in. It's like we be that creator and leader, and it will ripple out at people because some people might not be ready for this. So I feel this is very very pertinent that we do it from our perspective. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, yeah,
People,
yeah, I think I agree with you.
it's a really good question, and I love that we get these questions coming in because it makes us think laterally. It helps our logical mind to let go.
So Nick, before I asked the question, Nick already had put this, if we do it for ourselves, it ripples out. Yeah,
Yep, absolutely.
absolutely. Because
Yeah,
we are the projector, right? So the
yeah,
more of us that heal the projector, right, the better the movie will look, right?
yeah. So our upgrades, or at what we probably call upgrades or expansions, or remembering, connecting, that of course that's going to ripple out. Like we know we can walk anywhere, and whoever needs it will get whatever they need from us, and we will from others.
Yeah.
That's we are connected.
Yeah. Like Alan Watts called it, you are it.
We
Yes.
are. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. I feel that we need to be the lighthouse for ourselves and then it ripples out. Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we're at right now, right? So the
Yeah,
happier we are, right? And I feel like with, I'm going to say 99.9% of the people, if they have funds to live their life without fear and any of that, like we would all be happier, right? So this is definitely a way that I feel works.
yeah. I feel as well, like how they say some people that often win lottery, they are happy for, like, whatever, and then they go back to their original happiness. because sometimes what's stopping us is these belief systems that have been indoctrinated into us. So I feel that what it would do is give people the time and space, a little bit like what COVID did. People had to stop, and they did. A lot of people started to do some inner work. And you know, when you're really busy because you're working two jobs, you've got kids and this, that, you don't have that. So you're stressed, you just don't have any space. So I think having the space and the time and the, oh, it's like then you can start asking questions that are beyond survival. And I feel that's a big part of it. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I've been telling myself too. It's like, Elisa, this isn't by survival anymore. Like, just let it go. There's so much um that was part of what was bothering me too. It was like this survival, this instinct of just survival. And I also felt that there was a spell, like a hold on me, some type of spell where it's like I needed to have it, or I can't live without it, or something. And I don't know if we can ask the cards this, but it would just felt like I broke that spell. Like that
Yeah.
spell is broken.
Oh, look, this makes a lot of sense. And I've worked with a lot of people where there's poverty consciousness and they don't even know. It's so subconscious because it's come through lineage. And so, therefore, you know, it's like getting them to see, oh, talk to that aspect of themselves that does that. And it's fear based. And it's like, well, even if I've got millions of dollars, I might not still have enough. And nothing can get rid of that until that is actually, you know, acknowledged and connected with and resolved, and then that will shift lineage as well. So let's just see with you what it was, if you know we can get this.
Well, with
we're
me and other people, whoever cannot
yeah,
let go of the attachment to it, like,
yeah,
um, as I do my finances, I there is nothing has changed on that, but I have no, like, the fear is gone. It's
yeah,
just gone.
yeah. Okay. So first card up is the Five of Cups, which is grief. So look at it. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, the emotional aspect of it, I feel is that big pull for a lot of people. It's very emotional. And they need to turn around and look to say, oh my God, but look what I have got. Instead of look at what I have to let go of to pay this bill, look at what I haven't got to, you know, because the next card out was it's the Two of Wands, which is fire, and an action card. And it's finding balance within those emotions. But, you know, our parents might have said to us, oh, no, you can't have that. We can't afford it. No, we can't do that. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. And so subconsciously, you know, they don't realize and it, you know, they don't know because they were brought up and it was pretty tough. I don't know about everyone else, but in Australia, we grew up on farms and things, and it was you grew everything yourself, you did everything yourself, you meat everything, your milk even was all done on that farm, and so yeah, it was pretty tough. So, and the next card up is the King of Wands. Now, this is the master who masters by taking action over that, and then you've got the Fool, having the courage to just jump into the unknown, but knowing that actually it will be okay. And this is when, once we've done this by looking at what's going on subconsciously, then yeah, definitely going into a whole new world. And
Yeah.
it takes courage to do that. But
Yeah.
the first thing to do is recognize it. So you felt it and you recognized it.
Oh, I recognized it. And whenever I see, it's interesting because whenever I see that I have fear about something, I always feel like there's something here. And believe it or not, I was watching a video of Bashar, and in this video, he says, when you have fear about something, you have to do it. You have to go against that fear, because that is
It,
the breakthrough. That's the breakthrough. And it's funny, I didn't need to hear Bashar to tell me. That's how I got to where I got today, by doing that, by saying, I'm jumping off the cliff. I'm jumping off the cliff. I'm jumping up the cliff. And that's the thing, is about what is the biggest fear. And I realized that money was my biggest
Yeah,
fear
yeah,
more than anything else. It more, even more than my health. Like, how? Like, I'm thinking, like, was this like some kind of, I know I had a past life where I died of hunger. So I know that was coming through, but I've talked to that part of me long time ago. But then it was like, that's why they kept telling me, quit your job, quit your job. And it's like, and it's like, that money you have in the bank, that retirement, future doesn't exist. Only the
that's
now
it.
moment exists. So it was like, okay, fine. I'm going for it, So it was like, it's like, if you have fear of something, first of all, and believe it or not, this is also in the book, because she does say to sit down and write down your fears, and I don't know where it is right now, but um really sit down with your fears and really sit down to understand what is your feeling with money. Really understand that, because it's going to tell you how you feel about it. And when you see the fear, that's when you're going to say, I have to let it go. I have to
I
let it
love
go,
it.
because the fear is letting it go.
It's so true. And it's so interesting because as you were saying that, I pulled cards. The first card up is the Lover's card. You've got to sit with yourself and you've got to actually look at it. And when you were talking about Bashar saying you've got to do your fear, the Ace of Wands came up, which is a huge yes. And then the Emperor, who is the master of all and creates their own reality. Okay. And then Judgment Day, because you're going to see it all so clearly for how it is that I've been, or you've been, or anyone's been. So those cards, they all came up as you were talking. So I
Yeah,
love that. That is such confirmation.
it is confirmation, and I know it, and I feel it, and it's because I had jumped off the cliff. I had said, okay, I'm going for it. I'm gonna go to the dispenser thing, that's $5,000, and I'm gonna go here, and that's another 3,000. And here I am, just like,
Yeah.
right, with no income coming in,
Yeah.
nothing, like
I know.
no income, right?
Huge faith, absolutely huge faith. For you, I think it's been perfect because it's given you the time to sit and to do that inner work but then to do what you said you're afraid of. Oh, I know I have to go, so I'm just going to have to let that money go. And you go and you get, like, you got so much out of everything you've done that costs money. You've got so much more, than
Yes.
what you've probably paid for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I also see it as an investment in my career, which is to travel. So I have to invest in what I want to do. So it's more about, let something else that came to me. These are all things that were coming to me, was that if in this now moment I have money in the bank, enough to cover these trips and whatever, and if every now moment I tell myself the same thing, then does it not mean that in the future, which really doesn't exist, it will be the now moment where everything is provided for me? So if you
Totally.
live in the space of now moment, I have everything. Now moment, I have everything. Now moment, I have everything. The future has no choice but to bend to that, because that's what you are in every now moment, because the future doesn't exist. So then, really, truly, the message that I got was, why do you have money in the bank? Future doesn't exist.
It's the fear of the unknown that exists.
It's the fear. It's the fear.
Mm, absolutely.
So it's been a huge journey with this money attachment. I mean, I'm telling you, it's been like 2 years I've been working on this. And not until this mirror thing came along that I feel I finally broke through this. attachment I had to it, this power, it had so much power over me. There's one thing I hate is giving away my power. I'm very like, oh heck no, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, no, no, we're done. No, no, I'm not giving my power away anymore. No more.
Beautiful.
But again, did this happen after the mirror work? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so,
What you just said then really clarified something, because you said, I'm not giving my power away. So instead of saying my power's being taken from me, you're actually taking responsibility back, and you're keeping your power is your power. That's it, my power. So
yeah,
in a way, that's powerful in itself.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I also have a knowing that I'm not supposed to go back to a job. I know I have a knowing that I'm supposed to pave the way for other people to get to where they need to go. So I'm on the bleeding edge here, and it's been quite painful these 2 years, a lot of suffering. And at the end of the day, for what? I didn't need to suffer. I just needed to cross over that fear. I just needed to open my heart and love myself so much so that nothing has power over me. Nothing, no one has power over me. And at the end of the day, if we're all gods and goddesses, nothing does have power over me. Like, what is money to God? Think about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's 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 like a blade of grass. It's not, it's the same. Has no different connotation. It has no value. It's all the same value. But I also don't want to put money down either. Like, money is as beautiful as a blade of grass or as a flower. It all has the same intrinsic value of being divine because it's created by us. So I also don't want to.
It's not evil, it's not bad at all.
No, no.
It's our perception of it. It's our action with it that we take. It's our thoughts, everything that goes with it. It's like a glass. I could say, I don't like this glass. It's the wrong size for me. Huh. So, but I have to work with it. So then I can change my perspective and go, do you know what? This glass is actually quite superb. Whoever, I love how it's been created. I love the thickness of it now. And it holds water, and that's what I want from it. It holds my water. And I love water. So it's the perspective of things.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. So, yeah, sit down and look at your relationship with money and really understand how it's controlling you, because sometimes I feel like we don't realize, again, the power we're giving away with money, because
Mhm.
it's been the biggest, hardest lesson for me. It really
Yeah.
has.
But, and if you hadn't gone through that suffering, then you wouldn't have felt the shift. You wouldn't have felt the difference, I don't feel, that you could then share with everyone. So in a way, your soul's probably set it up so that you actually had to feel every nuance of what you went through. And yeah, so now people can feel it in you, that shift, and see it in you.
Yeah,
And
well,
that,
like I said, I know I'm on the bleeding edge. I know I'm supposed to be the one to show people like how to get to a different place. So I know I have to go through it. Um, but don't make it painful like I did. Like, seriously, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be so painful.
yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, because I've been manifesting ever since I was a child. And I think the first time I did it, and I knew consciously I'd done something. I remember I did something I was meant to do at home, like I cleaned up something, went, oh, I've been such a good girl. And I went, oh, do you know what? I was going to a birthday party, and they played this amazing card game. I was probably about 8 or 9, and it's called Lolly on the Lady. Instead of money, you'd use lolly to play these card games. And I went, I'm just going to win it all today. I know I am. Sure enough, I cleaned up every lolly on that table over that time we were playing, because I loved lollies. We never got them very often. And I was just like, I knew I was going to win this. But then what I realized was I didn't have to be good to do this. So I never ever put a dollar figure on anything I wanted to experience, on anywhere I lived. I never ever, money never came into my manifesting. And I was talking to a guy about this, and they often have quite a different way of doing that. They go, right, how much have I got? How much can I make so then I can afford what I want? And I said, you've got to get rid of that because you're blocking. And it's true. As soon as you don't no money, I used to just imagine it, visualize it, feel it, and I just knew. And then I'd get a vision of where I was going to move to, or I'd get, because I'd already manifested it, but without money. And sometimes they were multi-million dollar properties, and it was, but I was living there for and paying nothing. It's crazy because there's no dollar value.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's something to remember when you are manifesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, it's big to see that 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 Bashar was saying that you have to, if you have a fear, you have to really seriously do what that fear is telling you not to do.
Absolutely agree with that. And I love that. And I think, I don't know if I've told you this before, but I remember we used to have this amazing crystal warehouse, and I'd go and visit. I went and visited it for the first time, and they had massive boxes full of these crystals, like massive. And I remember I was walking about 10 feet away from one of these boxes, and I suddenly felt sick. I went, oh God, what is this? And I went, oh gee, I don't know what that is. And then straight away I got the message, you have to walk right over to that box. And I did. I went, okay, walked over there, and it was selenite. And selenite's a doorway crystal. I was actually traveling from 10 feet away. I was getting affected by these crystals and going interdimensionally and into other realms. And it was making me feel nauseated. It's like travel sickness. And so I went over there and I bought some and I took it home and I worked with it. And I realized I love this stuff. But I had to actually go through that fear of feeling sick and go there. And I did. And I love that crystal. So
Yeah.
you're right. It's
Yeah.
it's mm,
Yeah. And again, the lessons are different, right? Because some
yeah.
lessons are easier than others.
Yes.
But when you're told spend all your money
Oh
and
yeah.
there's no money coming in, that's
That's
a
huge. And
scary lesson.
but also for you guys in the US, it's quite a different scenario. In Australia, we're not allowed to get into our super fund unless we're sick and we can get out 10 grand to pay for something, or we turn 60 and we have quit, we've not been working. We can then we can get it out, but we can then start working again. So you just got to know the system, or you have to wait till you're 67 virtually. No matter how much money you've got in there, you have to, yeah, we can't do what you did at all. It's
Yeah. Well,
very,
over here, you pay a 10% penalty. And a lot of people are like, oh no, I got to pay a penalty. I'm not spending it. Well, I decided that my happiness was worth 10%. Like,
love
I
that.
don't care. I don't care. My happiness, I knew I had to put myself in that vibration, in that higher vibration of travel, of what I wanted to do. And I knew I had to do it. So that also came in. It was like I, I had to do it. I knew I had to, even with the
It's
10% penalty. I was like, I don't
because
care.
that would have gone.
Yes, scary, heck yes. But I was like,
You just knew it was a knowing. But that would have gone against anything that society was telling you was the right thing to do, and
yep.
you're crazy and la la la. Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
I couldn't have told anybody. I
Yeah,
couldn't have told anybody. Every single person I know, including spiritual people, are so scared of losing money that
yeah,
even them would have told me, what are you thinking? Are you nuts? No, happiness is worth 10%, more than 10%.
absolutely. So, and do you pay? Do you have to pay tax on your super fund and then 10% extra? Is that how it works,
Yeah,
or not? Yeah, it is. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
But I had
See,
become a state national, so then that didn't come into place. So the universe took care of me anyway.
wow,
So
that's
yeah,
beautiful.
so that's the thing is, right, when you face that fear and you move forward, the universe has your back. So either I could have received the 10% from somewhere else to cover it, or whatever, what happened with me where I just became a state national and then I don't pay taxes. So, you know,
Wow.
I didn't have
That's
to, I never had to pay taxes on.
wow. And in America again, you've got that loophole. We don't have that here. It's
Right. You're stuck.
perfect. So for you, that was one of the hardest things to do, and yet the universe still backed you, because taking that first step, that's what we need to do sometimes. You take the step and just have faith, and that's what the Fool card's about. Going into something new, we just have to have the faith. So,
Mhm.
but we also have to follow our intuition and take action when we get that to do it. And it might be go against what we thought we should have to do or need to do. So, following our intuition and taking that step, the next step, and then the next step is really important as well, I feel, when you've done something as huge as what you've done. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I could die tomorrow, and that's been my go-to. If I died tomorrow and all that money's in the bank, like, what? I could
What's
have gone here, I could have gone there, like what? And then, so again, future doesn't exist. If
yeah.
in this now moment I have tons of money, and the next now moment I have tons of money, and the next now moment I have tons of money, guess what? You'll always have tons of money because the future doesn't exist.
And it was interesting because we were talking about something the other day, and she was going, I'm just imagining that my bank balance is always, it never goes down. It just never goes down. It's always there. I go to, it's the same, it's the same. Yeah. And yeah, she said it's actually exactly what's happening. And it's amazing when we have that real connection into that faith and that knowing that we are source, and source has got our back, our front, our side, everything. We are that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, absolutely. So that was my major uh, thing with the mirror, that I'm like, okay, I need to bring this up because it's funny. I was reading, the next chapter for the Waking Up in 5D to talk about it, but like out of the blue, the mirror thing came into my head. I'm like, okay, I guess I need to talk about that.
I really do feel it's going to be very beneficial for a lot of people. And for some people, it might not be money that's the big issue. It might be health. It might,
Health.
because
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that express through their body. So they will either injure themselves or have a flare up or whatever. I've got quite a few friends that do this. And it's like, okay, like you said, let's connect in with the beautiful healed aspect
Yeah,
of us already, which, because there's no future and there's no such thing as time, it already is. Yeah.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if we go to this book, right, Waking Up in 5D in chapter 3, it's about um, the dimensions, like ascension on the 5 dimensions. And in once you get to the fifth dimension, that you are taken care of, and
Yeah.
there is no question in your mind that you will be taken care of. And I was struggling with that, but I feel that I have moved to that space of I know it. Like now I know it.
Well, now you are being taken care of rather than you will be. So it's already here and it's happened. So you
Correct.
are. We are taken care of.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. And
Mhm.
miracles will happen if you believe that. Like really, really. You got to let go of the old you, and you almost have to. And that's why I called in the Elisa that was already in that space.
I love
And
that.
yeah, yeah.
And one of my favorite sayings, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm just going to the shops, no matter what I'm doing, I always say, I leave room for miracles because I love magic. And it's amazing the things that happen that is so delightful. Sometimes it's small things, sometimes it really seems like a big thing, but I love it. And it's leaving room for that and not having to control every minute of our day. It's pure
Yeah.
magic. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, have
And I just
you
yeah.
in as far as manifesting, is there do you have you come up with anything else that works for you?
It's really funny, but sometimes I go, oh, because I'm really blessed. I pick my clients because I love people. So I love working with people that and their family that I want to work with. And then I'll get like a thought and I'll go, oh, I need to contact the sister of this client because I can feel it. They need me. And I really liked working with him before when it was a different scenario. Sure enough, she goes, oh, I've been trying to actually get the company to get you on board, but I actually want to pay you more. So I want to get you on board privately. So she said, yep, let's do this. She'd been thinking about it. So for me, it can be telepathic as well from others and what their needs are, and that I'm the one to meet it for them. So yeah, that's how I'm always have my radar just seems to go all the time. So I know exactly what's going on. And I was thinking, oh, one of my other clients is going to be leaving to go and live in another state in a few months. So I'd really like to get someone else on board just for a few hours here and there. And this is exactly what's happened when I got this telepathy to actually act on that, to make her text her or whatever it was I did. And it's unfolded from there. And then what happened was I was going, oh, I'm getting too much work. I don't know if I want all this work. So what happens? I get more. So it's like, oh, okay. Okay, I'm allowed to say no. Oh, phew. And it's just fascinating. It's like
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting, and I can earn more doing a sleepover and a half day and a half, 2 half days than I used to make in a week doing a really good pharmaceutical job. It's like crazy good. So I've really shifted and I'm loving it. I wouldn't be doing it and it's unless I absolutely loved it. And I do.
yeah.
I'm
That's
learning so
beautiful.
much, and I'm just interacting so much and helping so much. It's beautiful. So yeah.
That's awesome.
So telepathy is a big one. Have your little radar there, just ready to go. When it pings, you just see what I'm getting, and and I start working with that.
Oh, that's been huge for me, right? The not the telepathy, but more like the intuition is what guides me, the connection to the higher self that's guiding this movie. And yeah, it's just we're here for the ride. That's what we're here for. It's the journey to get there. And when you realize that every now moment is what really matters, not where you're going or what you're doing or whatever. Um, Peace. It's so peaceful.
Yeah,
It's very peaceful. So,
it's so true. It is. There's this piece. It's like, sometimes we don't even realize. I remember I didn't realize I had this fear that was just sitting in there all the time, constantly, just completely normalized it. So I'd go for a run and somewhere, and I used to run every day, and I'd go, now, if someone jumped out from behind that tree, what would I do? Okay,
oh
well,
God.
I constantly was going, oh, if something happened here, what would I do? Okay, yep, I'd be fine. And then after I did these beautiful spiritual mystery schools, I mean, they were very expensive, but God, I got the message. You have to do these. It changed my whole world. I went through this amazing, beautiful American Indian ritual and this process, and I could feel this fear leaving me and where it had come from, what lifetime. It was amazing. And when I got home, I went for my usual run and I went, what's different? And I went, oh, I'm not expecting something to jump out from behind a tree anymore. It was incredible how much I'd normalized that. So it was just this piece, like you say, and it's not until we have probably realized what was already there with the fear that we go, oh my God, I didn't even know it was there. Oh my God, this is so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's that lack of fear that brings the peace.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's why I don't do a lot of things that we're taught to do, even locking my door or locking the car door, or it's just, I am in pure and absolute trust. Like, well, if somebody takes the car, that's because I needed a new one. If somebody takes my bike, that's because I needed a new one. I'm so abundant, like I can go get another one, like it's just
Yeah, it's and that's the vibration that we hold then. And so it's like people don't even see that car. People don't. I kind
exactly.
I often forget to lock my front door, but I'm in a set of like 3 units, but I know everybody, and I just forget because it's not even in my consciousness,
Yeah.
and so I go, oh, maybe I'll lock it tonight because I remembered. I know it's, and I don't have any fear at all around it.
Yeah. Locking things up is fear. Like that comes from pure fear. Locking anything. If you
Yeah,
think about it, I mean, if we're talking about fears, right? Finding
yeah,
all our fears, that's locking up is it's comes from fear that
I
something's going to happen.
I know. And if you get the message, look, today, just be mindful and do this, then do it. Yeah, that's what it's about as well at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
might not hear about it, but you might get a little message, oh, just you might be some kids around. You don't know what it's going to be. But it
Mhm.
doesn't matter because I trust that when I get an intuition, acting on it, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Mhm. Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
it's cool.
All right. Well, that's it for today. I hope, I'm helping someone somewhere with my info.
You are. Thank you, Elisa, for sharing it. It's really vulnerable when you're sort of saying, "Oh, this is my greatest fear," and being out there with it, but then just showing, how it's actually unfolded for you to actually bring you more empowerment and
Yeah.
a feeling, whole different way of being. So, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I love you guys. Definitely I will be here next week. Tomorrow I'm interviewing Samuel Chong. He is um representing, I'm not really sure how, but he didn't write a book. Somebody in France wrote a book called The Golden Planet and being abducted to this planet, but he represents him. So I'm not sure how that whole thing goes, but anyway,
Interesting. So,
yeah.
yeah, but
So
it's Easter next week, so I'm actually having a holiday. So, I'll be back the week after.
okay, so we are not on next Monday.
Nope.
Okay, which is Monday the
Fourth or something, third, fourth.
6th. 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, Monday the 6th. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So, yes, everyone have a beautiful, beautiful holiday, Easter break, whatever you do and whatever
Yes.
you believe in. So, yeah,
Yeah,
and
we'll see you on the 13th.
perfect.
All
Okay.
right. Bye, everybody.